Hey guys, what's going on? This is Uptown Duck, the classy gaming Canuck, and the day has finally arrived. The day all Hearthstone players have been waiting for. The Whispers of the Old Gods expansion is finally out. And today we're going to be opening some packs. 50 packs to be exact. I cheated a little, and I opened up the first 3 free ones that I got. But, yeah, let's, before we get started, let me know, out of this new set, which cards are you guys looking forward to the most, or which ones you guys want to pull yourselves? So just let me know in the comments down below, and yeah, let's get right into it. First pack, here we go! Alrighty, so Evolved Kobold, 4 for a 2/2 spell damage plus 2. Don't really think it's going to be that great of a card. It's a little expensive for a 2/2. Even the spell damage plus 2 isn't that great. Spawn of N'Zoth, 3 mana 2/2, Death Rattle, give your minions +1/+1. That's going to be great in Zoo decks. Servant of Yogg-Saron, Battle Cry, cast a random spell that costs 5 or less, targets chosen randomly. This card is going to be crazy. It'll either win you the game immediately, or it'll kill himself or one of the other minions that you really need, and then that's the game for your opponent. So he is truly a 50-50 card right here. Cult Apothecary, 5 mana 4/4. Battle Cry for each enemy minion, restore 2 health to your own hero. Pretty good against Zoo decks, so they're putting out a lot of cards to sort of get rid of Zoo decks, or maybe or just like, you know, tone them down a little. And then Eldritch Horror, 8 mana for a 6/10. That's about all there is to say about him. Next pack. Okay, so Shadow Word Horror, yet another one of those cards getting rid of Zoo decks. 4 mana pre-spell, destroy all minions with 2 or less attack. This card could be good or bad depending on the matchup, because if you're playing a guy who's, you know, pulling out huge minions all the time, this is going to be a dead card in your hand. But on the other side of the spectrum, if you're going up against a Zoo deck who are full of 1/1s and, like, you know, 2 attack minions, then boom, there you go, board wipe. Divine Strength, really good paladin card. Give your minion +1/+2 for 1 mana. That's pretty much the best it's ever going to get. Cthulhu's Chosen, Cthulhu card, Divine Shield, 4/2 for 4. Really good card in my opinion. Duskboar, 2 mana 4/1. This is going to see the same amount of play as Magma Rager, which is almost none. And then Shatter, 2 mana, destroy frozen minion. I could see this being very, very good in Freeze Mage. Next, 47. What do we got? Dark Arakoa, probably my favorite card of the whole set. 6 mana, 5/7 Taunt for Druid. That is amazing stats for 6. Battle Cry, give your Cthulhu +8/+3. Better than all the other Cthulhu cards do in terms of Battle Cry. So really good card. Journey Below, discover a Death Rattle card, Rogue. It's going to be a good card in Arena. I'm not sure about Constructed, but definitely Arena, good card to have. Cult Apothecary again. Bladed Cultist, 1 mana, 1/2. Combo, game +1/+1. Seems like a good card, but if you play him on turn 1, he's just a 1/2. So, you know. And if you play him later on in the game, I don't know how much a 2/3 is going to matter on, like, turn 8. So really, might see some cool combos with this guy later on, but right now I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. And Squirming Tentacle, 3 mana, 2/4 with Taunt. Pretty decent card, not really much else to say about that one. Alright, 37. I have lost the ability to click. There we go. Okay, Primal Fusion, 1 mana Shaman card, give a minion +1/+1 for each of your totems. Could be very good if you're running a totem deck. Could be very bad if you have no totems on the field. Darkshire Councilman, after you summon a minion, gain +1 attack for 3 mana, Warlock only. Starts off as a 1/5. I could see him as a grub killer immediately played. And I feel like he's going to be better in Wild than Standard. There's a lot more Death Rattle cards that put up a bunch of junk that he can then play off of. Feral Rage, choose one, give your hero +4 attack this turn, or gain 8 armor for 3 mana. This card is the much better version of the 3 mana healing spell that druids have, because you can always just keep adding on armor. So if you wanted to play this just to add armor and you're already at 30 health, boom, that's still 8 armor. If you play the other one, then you get 8 health to nothing. Or you can choose to get 4 attack. Infested Wolf Hunter, 3/3, summon 2 1/1 spiders. This card's I can see this card being pretty good. It's like a lesser Savannah Highmane, in a way. And then Mark of Yasharaj. God, these old god names. Give a minion +2/+2. If it's a beast, draw a card. Really good card, in my opinion. That card's going to see a lot of play. 46. Another Cult Apothecary and another Eldritch Horror. No one cares. On the Hunt. 1 mana, deal 1 damage, summon a 1/1 Mastiff. That's okay. Corrupted Seer, 6 mana, 2/3, deal 2 damage to all non-Murloc minions. It is a somewhat kind of board clear for Murlocs that they need, but at 6 mana, it's a little expensive. And then Power Word Tentacles, 5 mana for a 2/6. Give your mana +2/+6. That's another card where it's like, I'm not sure how much change this is going to make in the meta, but with Velen's Chosen out of Standard, this may replace it. It is a much worse version of Velen's Chosen, let me add, but yeah, 2/6 for 5, I'm not sure about that. 45! Possessed Villager, I'm looking very forward to playing this card. 1/1 Warlock, Death Rattle, summon a 1/1 Shadow Beast. You can kill it, replaces itself. There you go, another Feral Rage, we talked about that. Usher of Souls, 5 mana, 5/6. Great stats for a 5-drop. Whenever a friendly minion dies, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. So, you're definitely going to be seeing this in Zoo decks, more so than other decks. But for 5 mana for a 5/6, it's still a really good body. And Forlorn Stalker. 3 mana, 4/2, Battlecry, give all your Death Rattle minions in your hand +1/+1. This card is going to be much better in Wild than it is going to be in Standard, in my opinion, with all the very good Death Rattle cards being siphoned out. And then Twisted Worgen, 2 mana, 3/1 with Stealth. It's alright. That's all I can say about that. The ability to click is gone again. There we go, first epic. Tentacles for Arms, 5 mana, 2/2, Death Rattle, return this to your hand. Warrior only weapon. This card is going to be very good for control warriors, because in the late game, you're just going to keep tentacling up. And continuing that pressure. Bloodhoof Brave, 4 mana, 2/6, with Taunt, Enrage, +3 attack. Really good card. I think this is going to see play in almost every single warrior deck. Divine Strength, give a minion +1/+2. We talked about that one for our Rage. And Darkshire Librarian, 2 mana, 3/2, Battlecry, discard a random card, Death Rattle, draw a card. This card is garbage. Another Eldritch Horror, another Darkshire Councilman. Amgam Rager, 3 mana for a 1/5. Yeah, this card's bad. Don't play it. Nerubian Prophet, 6 mana, 4/4. At the start of your turn, reduce this card's cost by 1. Very interesting card. I think it's going to be very good. You can potentially play this card for 0 mana after playing a 6-drop on turn 6. So that's a lot of value. And then Ancient Shieldbearer, 7 mana, 6/6, Battlecry. If your Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, gain 10 armor. 10 armor is always great to have. I don't know why you wouldn't want 10 armor. It's just a better version of Shieldbearer, in my opinion. Continuing on. Another Dark Arakoa. N'Zoth's First Mate, 1 mana, 1/1. Battlecry, equip a 1/3 Rusty Hook. Could be pretty good in the early game, and late game, we'll see. Midnight Drake, 4 mana, 1/4. Battlecry, gain +1 attack for each other card in your hand. It is a reverse of Twilight Drake, and I think it is much worse, because in my opinion, health is always more important than excuse me. Health is always more important than attack. Carry on Grub, 3 mana, 2/5. Decent 3-drop, goes well with a lot of other hunter cards. And then Psychotron, 5 mana, 3/4, Taunt and Divine Shield. For 1 more mana, you can play the Sunwalker, which in my opinion is a much better card, but I don't know, if you're desperate, I guess, then Psychotron. Okay, Feral Rage, Baron Berserker, 4 mana, 3/5, and Rage plus 2 attack. Pretty decent. I don't know if it's going to see standard play. South Sea Squidface, 4 mana, 4/4, give your weapon plus 2 attack, and it's a pirate. Rogues only. Could see Pirate Rogue become a thing. Shaman, 2 mana, or Stormcrack, sorry, for Shaman, 2 mana Shaman card. Deal 4 damage to a minion, overload 1, and Evolve. This is one of my favorite cards that I've seen out of this set as well. 1 mana, transform all your minions into random minions that cost 1 more. Good on totems, good on injured minions, just really, really good. Alright, that was the first 10. Let's see now, are there going to be any legendaries? Nope. So we've seen all these other ones, except for Spreading Madness, 3 mana, Warlock card, deal 9 damage, randomly split among all characters. That could be insane. You could potentially do 9 damage to your face on turn 3. Or you could wipe your opponent's board if need be. We shall see how this card progresses in the future. Alright, all cards we've seen before, except for Blood to Icor. 1 mana, deal 1 damage to a minion. If it survives, summon a 2/2 slime. Really good card because it synergizes with Execute, and you get a 2/2 slime out of it. So I feel like that card's going to be really good. You're going to see it a lot. Two of these guys. 3 mana, 3/5. Can only attack if your hero attacked this turn. A little weird. I guess it'll go into rogue decks. Maybe warrior? Maybe? I don't know how I feel about this card. We'll see how she goes. And then Infested Tauren, 4 mana, 2/3 with Taunt, Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 slime. This is another card we'll have to see how it works out. I feel like it'll be good value in Arena, but right now in Standard and Wild, I don't know if a 4-drop 2/3 that gives a 2/2 slime is that great. 37. Okay, Bog Creeper, 7 mana, 6/8 with Taunt. Amazing card. I love this card. It's just out of range of BGH, and it has 8 health. And so the 6 attack is going to be relevant, because it'll take out anything that doesn't kill this in one shot, basically. We've seen all these other ones. And, Rallying Blade. 3 mana, 3/2 weapon for Paladin. Give your 1/1 to your minions with Divine Shield. Could synergize very well with a Divine Shield giving card also coming out of this set. All cards we've seen. Bilefin Tidehunter. 2 mana, 2/1. Battlecry, summon a 1/1 Ooze with Taunt. This is a good card for Murloc decks, because Murlocs don't really have that early game taunt givers, or ways to divert damage from your important Murlocs. So this card gives you that, even though it's not, instead of summoning 2 Murlocs, let's say for Murloc Synergy, like the original Tidehunter, but you get a taunt. 1/1 taunt or not, that's still really good, just diverting your opponent's attack. 35! Click. Click, damn you. There we go. Okay, so we have Mire Keeper. Great druid card. 4 mana, 3/3. Choose 1, summon a 2/2 slime, or gain an empty mana crystal. Ramp yourself up for those big minions or big mana plays early on, or get 2/2 slime to help you take out the board. Polluted Hoarder, 4 mana, 4/2. Death Rattle, draw a card. It's okay. Personally, I'd rather have that Cthulhu's Chosen that we saw earlier, because it has Divine Shield, could potentially take out 2 minions instead of just 1. The 2 health for 4 mana is a little low in my opinion. Twilight Geomancer, 2 mana 1/4, taunt, battlecry, give your Cthulhu taunt wherever it is. A giant Cthulhu with taunt is a very scary thing to think about. And then Doom! 10 mana, Warlock card, destroy all minions. Draw a card for each destroyed. For 10 mana, it's very iffy, but you know what? Late game, your opponent has a ton of creatures, wipe them out, draw cards for them. Okay, so Twilight Flamecaller, 3 mana 2/2 mage card. Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Another Zoo lockdown card. Very, very integral, in my opinion. Still no epics, legendaries. Stand Against Darkness, 5 mana, summon 5 1/1 Silverhand Recruits. Don't think this card's going to be that great. However, Forbidden Ritual, spend all your mana, summon that many 1/1 tentacles. You make a play, you play a bunch of creatures, and then you have some leftover mana, boom, 1/1 tentacles. Fill up your board. Why not? There's an epic. Oh, 2 epics. Here we go. Call of the Wild. One of the best cards in this set, in my opinion. 8 mana, summon all 3 animal companions. And if you don't know, the 3 animal companions are Huffer, which is a 4/2 with charge, Misha, which is a 4/4 taunt, and the Leok, that's it, a 2/4 give +1 attack to all of their creatures. So you're getting a taunt, a 5/4 taunt, a 5/2 charger, and the 2/4 buff everything else. So that's going to be awesome. Blackwater Pirate, 4 mana, 2/5. Your weapons cost 2 less. Could see this in either Rogue or Warrior, doing very, very well. Twilight Elder, 3 mana, 3/4. At the end of your turn, give your Cthulhu +1/+1. You do not want this guy lasting a long time on your opponent's board. I can tell you that much. Validated Doomsayer, 5 mana, 0/7. At the start of your turn, set this minion's attack to 7. This card could be really good. If he gets to your next turn, then you have a potential 7/7. Or he could get silenced, and now you have a 5 mana 0/7. Take your pick. And finally, Fiery Bat, 1 mana 2/1. Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to a random minion. Very good 1-drop. Not going to be good later on. Okay, Twilight Summoner, 4 mana 1/1, Death Rattle, summon a 5/5 Faceless Destroyer. This card is very, very risky. The same way that I described Validated Doomsayer, if he gets killed and becomes a 5/5 Faceless Destroyer, great. If he gets silenced or stolen somehow, you're probably about to lose the game. It's that simple. He is a 50-50 card. Hopefully it turns out in your favor. Stormcry and Infest, 3 mana, Hunter spell, give your minions Death Rattle, add a random beast to your hand. Could go very well with the Unleash the Hounds. Oh, Cold and Common. And it's new. A Light in the Darkness, discover a minion, give it +1/+1. Will be very good in Arena, could be very good in Standard. We've seen all these guys before, so we'll keep on going. No need to stick. Oh, there we go! First legendary of the opening. Ragnaros the Light Lord. 8 mana, 8/8. At the end of your turn, restore 8 health to a damaged friendly character. This card is fan-freaking-tastic. You have a huge body. At the end of your turn, you're healing for huge amounts. 8 is pretty good. And if he doesn't die, that's another 8 the next turn, and the turn after that, and the turn after that. This card is going to be a huge threat on the board immediately. Renounce Darkness, 2 mana Warlock spell. Replace your hero power and Warlock cards with another classes. The cards cost 1 less. This could be very good in terms of late game Warlock. I'm not sure about a Warlock deck that immediately starts playing this, because that could potentially destroy the synergy of your deck. Why even build that deck in the first place? But, Arena, this is a really good card. Standard, we'll see. Tentacle of N'Zoth, 1 mana, 1/1, Death Rattle, deal 1 damage to all minions. Pretty good. Pretty good for a 1-drop. And then Faceless Summoner, 6 mana, 5/5 Mage, Battlecry, summon a random 3-cost minion. I really like this card. He is sort of like the Piloted Sky Golem, but with immediate results. Next pack up. Oh, another. Oh, thank you, Hearthstone gods. Fandral Staghelm. 4 mana, 3/5 Druid. Legendary. Your choose 1 cards have both effects combined. This card is going to be really good. Not really good in the sense that he's going to break the game, but let's say you have late game, you have the Druid of the Fang, or Druid of the Claw. Sorry, not Druid of the Fang, I meant Druid of the Claw. Or the Druid of the Flame is what I meant to say. You got yourself some huge creatures. Even the Raven Idol. You get a spell and a minion. That's value. So I really like this card, really love the design, and the artwork is amazing. N'Zoth's First Mate. Scarum Cultist, 6 mana, 7/6, Battlecry, give your Cthulhu +2/2. He is a reverse Boulder Fist Ogre, which means he is susceptible to BGH. Golden Steward of Darkshire, 3 mana, 3/3. We talked about this earlier when I mentioned a Divine Shield Giver. Whenever you summon a 1-health minion, give it Divine Shield. This card is going to be very, very good. It could potentially screw up a lot of other decks and how they work. And then Undercity Huckster. Rogue, 2 mana creature, 2/2. Death Rattle, add a random class card to your hand. So even after he's dead, he's valuable. I like that card. Next up, 26. We're halfway through, ladies and gents. Already saw all these. Rallying Blade again, after we just talked about the other one. Next. Okay, Darkshire Alchemist, 5 mana, 4/5, Battlecry, restore 5 health. 4/5 for 5, not sure if that's good enough, but definitely something to consider when going into Arena, because restoring health is always valuable. 24. Okay, Klaxi Amber Weaver. 4 mana, 4/5. Battlecry, if your Cthulhu has at least 10 attack, gain 5 health. A 4/10 for 4 is really good. A 4-drop for 5 isn't as great. So very, very temperamental card. And then Grotesque Dragonhawk, 7 mana, 5/5 with Wind Fury. I'm pretty sure you're going to want more value out of a 7-drop, to be perfectly honest. Okay, Faceless Behemoth, 10 mana, 10/10. That's it, he's a big boy. Costs a lot. That's it. And then Doomcaller, 8 mana, 7/9. Battlecry, give your Cthulhu +2/2 wherever it is. If it's dead, shuffle it back into your deck. So first of all, he is a huge body to deal with, so just having him alone is a threat. Then you bring Cthulhu back into the game, that's another crazy threat that you're going to need to worry about. I don't know about running 2 of these in a deck, but definitely 1. The reason I say that is because if you haven't won the game after playing Cthulhu once, you're either in serious trouble, or, playing him a second time will probably win you the game. 22. We've talked about all of you already. Don't need to talk about you anymore. Another Golden Light in the Darkness. Man, this card just really wants to be in my deck. Paladin card. Selfless Hero, 1 mana, 2/1. Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion Divine Shield. It's a pretty good card if not killed immediately after playing it. That's about what I'm going to say. And it does 2 damage, so it's pretty good. Talked about all you, except for Ravaging Ghoul. 3 mana, 3/3, Battlecry, deal 1 damage to all other minions. Good board wipe against zoo decks. Definitely a good card. Definitely a card to look out for in current, or Standard Warrior. Come on. There we go. Oh. This is off the Corruptor. 10 mana, 5/7, Battlecry, summon your Death Rattle minions that died this game. This card is really good. Good in Arena. Definitely a pick if you have a bunch of Death Rattle cards in your deck already. It's going to be okay in Constructed. There are some good Death Rattle minions, but not that many great ones. But in Wild, this card is going to be amazing. Sludge Belchers are coming back. Sneed's Shredder is gonna make an appearance. Hell, even if you resummon the Boom Bots that died from Dr. Boom, that's free damage for you. This card is really, really good. Definitely try it out. Scaled Nightmares are epic, our first epic out of the 2 in this pack. 6 mana, 2/8. At the start of your turn, double this minion's attack. 2/8 for 6 is a little weak, but if this card stays on the board for too long and your opponent doesn't have an answer, he's going to become a problem very, very fast. And then Faceless Shambler. 4 mana, 1/1. Taunt, Battlecry, copy a friendly minion's attack and health. This is a decent card to have. You could potentially have a really big taunt, or you could just have a taunt in general with decent stats. Definitely not an auto-include, but something to think about when building your deck. Okay, you're garbage. We like you. You're pretty nice. You're good too. And then there's the new guy, Zealous Initiate. 1 mana, 1/1. Death Rattle, give a random friendly minion +1/+1. Same as the Selfless Hero. It's good. Good card to have. But if it dies immediately, there goes your value. I like the Selfless Hero a little better, in my opinion, because it has 2/1, and I feel Divine Shield is a little more value, but we'll see how it turns out. 17. Thing from Below. 6 mana, 5/5 Shaman card. Taunt costs 1 less for each totem you've summoned this game. This card is crazy. You could be hero powering all day, and then this card could potentially be a 0 by the time you draw it. Late game, 5/5 taunt, really good to have. Even early game, even if, you get that down pretty early, good to have. I'd like to have it. Shadow Strike, 3 mana, rogue card, deal 5 damage to an undamaged character. Decent removal. Another crazy Shaman card, Flame Wreath Faceless, 4 mana, 7/7, Overload 2. 7/7 for 4. Think about that. If you're going first, and your opponent has already used the coin, they cannot BGH this. They need to deal with a 7/7 on turn 4. You could be getting in some crazy damage. Not to mention, put a Wind Fury on this guy, that's 14 damage. He is a problem. Come on, quick. I know you want to click. Talked about everything but Eater of Secrets, 4 mana, 2/4, Battlecry, destroy all enemy secrets, gain +1/+1 for each. This card is going to be crazy in control decks. If you don't go up against a secret playing deck, well, you're kind of screwed, because 2/4 for 4 isn't that great. But if they play the one guy who Paladins have, whose name escapes me, who plays all the secrets, you can just 5 secrets. He is now a 7/9 for 4. Yeah. And he gets rid of Freeze Mages as well. There goes your Ice Block. You. Golden Ancient Shield Bearer, not bad. I like it. I like it a lot. Ancient Harbinger. 6 mana 4/6. At the start of your turn, put a 10 cost minion from your deck into your hand. So 4/6 for 6, not the best stats. Putting a 10 cost minion from your hand or from your deck to your hand on potentially turn 7 isn't that great either. I don't know how I feel about this card. It has to survive a turn on turn 7 or potentially turn 7, turn 6, and then it gives you a card that you can't play for a couple more turns when played immediately, of course. So I don't know if it's worth the value of 6 mana. That's a lot of mana. It's definitely a critical point in the game. Let me talk about all you. 9 more packs to go, guys. Can we get one more legendary? I hope so. Oh, Adel Grizzly, 3 mana 2/2. After you summon a minion, give it +1/+1. And it's a beast, so it's going to synergize with all your other beast synergistic cards in Druid. Don't know what I was trying to say with that, but yeah. Decent card. We know all your stories. We know all your stories. Come on, give me some new cards. Give me stuff I haven't seen yet. There we go. So, Shadowcaster. 5 mana 4/4 rogue card. Battlecry, choose a friendly minion, add a 1/1 copy to your hand that costs 1. That could get really crazy really fast. Setting aside the combo of Shadowcastering your Shadowcaster to constantly give you 1/1s. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Shadowcaster or Ragnaros. You have a 1-drop that deals 8 damage at the end of your turn. Or Ragnaros the Light Lord. 1 mana, restores 8 health to a random friendly minion. I'd say that's pretty good. And then Forbidden Shaping, Priest spell for 0. Spend all of your mana. Summon a random minion that costs that much. Could be very good. One of the problems that priests have is definitely early game in the minions department. So if you could get potentially a good 3-drop or 4-drop, that'd be really good. If you don't have anything else, of course. Or late game, you top deck this, you get a 10-drop. You could get this guy, Faceless Behemoth. Could get a 10/10 for, for that. We'll see how it goes. Still not sold on it. Yes. Ooh, Disciple of Cthulhu. 3 mana, 2/1. Battlecry, deal 2 damage. Give your Cthulhu +2/+2 wherever it is. I really like this card. It's got removal, buffs your Cthulhu. 2/1 isn't that great, but for 3, what else you can ask for with everything else that it does? Master of Evolution. This is probably my 3rd favorite card. I know I've been saying that for a bunch, but no, I really like this card. 4 mana, 4/5. Great stats, first and foremost. And then the Battlecry. Transform a friendly minion into a random one that costs 1 more. So you're just upgrading yourself as you're playing a great 4-drop. I don't know where else you go with that. That's really good. 3 more packs. Lucky 3. Okay, maybe not that lucky. Lucky number 2. Corrupted Healbot. 5 mana, 6/6 mech, Death Rattle, restore 8 health to an enemy or to the enemy hero. Could be really bad. If you know how to combo it properly, could be really good. But I think it's a little more on the bad side, to be honest. And last but not least, the final pack of the 50. And it's all things that we've seen already. Well, we got some pretty decent pulls out of that, if I do say so myself. Definitely gonna put Fandral Stag, however you say his name, into my Druid deck. Definitely can't wait to play this guy. Very excited. So that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed all the pack openings. Again, remember to tell me the cards that you're looking forward to, or I'm sure that you've opened up some of these packs by now. What are some of the best pulls that you guys got? Let me know down in the comments below. Again, I am Uptown Duck, the classy Gamin' Canuck. Thanks for joining me on this Hearthstone pack opening adventure, and I'll see you guys next time. Keep it duck and classy.